Good morning, everyone. Go ahead and fire up those cameras. Go ahead and fire up them cameras. All righty. I am looking at your grades, so everybody go ahead and pull up your grades in Skyward / Family Access, etc. Hey, there's everybody else. There's everybody else. Go ahead and pull up your grades in Skyward / Family Access. Go ahead and look at all those now because the grades should be up to date within the last 30 minutes or so. Okay. Control C. Control V. Rename 7/ALG2. Okay, and Control V. All right. And this is 8:31. Okay. So, Ms. Allen, yes. She is not absent, she's present, dummy. All right, Croninger, do I have Alex with us today? No, I do not. Vinny, he is present. Leah, she is also present. Hey, Leah. Oh, I was looking at Leah and then Caleb White popped up there. Hey, Leah, go to Ed Puzzle. I've left you a couple comments and some Ed Puzzles. If you would finish those up, I can finish grading those for you, okay? Thank you so much. Haley is present. Awesome. Is Bryn present? Bryn is totally present. Horton, I saw him. He heard a who. Koenig, he's there. Nelson and Robinson. Do we have a Robinson? 9. Okay. Do we have a Chloe? Chloe's in the house. And an Eric. Do we have an Eric Ward in the house? No. No. Okay. Hey, Alex. Caleb is in the house, present. Excellent. Okay. Cool. I'm kind of taking attendance, folks, because you're supposed to be participating in some way, whether you participate in this classroom, whether you sign into the earlier section of Algebra 2, or whether you watch the Zoom that's recorded online, somewhere you're to be participating, okay? So I'm looking for patterns here, and it's beginning to quickly become established who is and who is not. Okay, in the meantime, let's go take a look at grades. You will notice in your grades, if you haven't already logged in there, I have everything updated up to the last about half hour. So if you sent me an email last half hour, I probably haven't gotten that. But other than that, it should be ready to go. Now, a few of you are still missing your Flipgrid introduction. That's on slide number 12 on last week's slideshow. Hi, Vinny. So slide 12 on last week's stuff. And if you sent me a Flipgrid, by the way, I replied to you. Same thing if you use Flipgrid for the history project. I replied to you directly there as well. So whereas the intro was like, hello, basically, the math history project, I actually gave you kind of feedback or a response on your project. Overall, yay, silent clapping, because Good job on your history projects. A lot of them I saw that were turned in. Good job, folks. You guys nailed what we were looking for there. Loved it. Couple things though. If you turned it in as a typed page, it's okay as long as you shared permission with me. So for example, Alex, I don't know if you've turned it in or not. If you did, I need permission. Leah, Heil, Hickey, Robinson, Ward, if any of you have turned that in, the history project in, but you typed it, double check that the permissions allow me to see it. Because unless I can see it, I can't grade it. Okay, guys? So that's important for you to have done there. But otherwise, good job on that. Class expectations, that was on slide 11. Slide 11 was the class expectations. Make sure that you filled that form out. I have a couple, 1, 2, 3 people in this class are missing that one, Caleb. So make sure that you do that. Your mother did you? So,
Yeah.
what? Unmute.
I did it when it was due, and then I turned in another one like this morning. And
Oh, you
it's
turned it
like,
this
I don't know if
morning.
you can get it. Yeah,
Okay.
but I sent it back then.
Okay. Well, I'll double check. I'll believe you, buddy. That looks good. But I just noticed that one of you did, but not the other. So it is possible. I was doing this at 5 a.m. this morning. So, you know, things happen. So good. Also, Delta Math. Make sure that you're turning that Delta Math. I mean, it's basically 5 free points. You also see why it's very important. Now, let's talk about Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle grade, you already see it right there. What I did, that's out of 25 points. I just took all of last week's Edpuzzle, found the average of all last week's Edpuzzle. Boom, that's the grade. Does that make sense, folks? Thumbs up for yes. Confusion face for no. Sleepy face if your name is Kirsten. Okay. All right. So in either case, that looked pretty good too. Now, good job, Corin. Either he's frozen or he just really loves thumbs up. He's like Buddy Corin. Okay. Second thing is grades. I have 2 things to say about grades. Number one, on Wednesday, I am sending out a letter to parents for parents to go check all the grades. Okay. Which means my screen does freeze every now and then, does it? Okay, yeah. So in either case, that gives you Monday and Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, to fix anything. So if there's anything you're missing, turn it in. If there's anything that's not done, turn it in. If there's any Edpuzzles you want to improve, yes. If there's any you want to do, yes. Okay. If there's anyone you want reset, please. Screaming into the void again. Put your class and the title of what you want reset. Don't say, can you reset the one that I failed? Maybe. I don't know which one that is. So, class and title, happy to reset them for you. Also, if you're like, I know I did that one, I answered those questions, but there's not a grade for it, 2 things. Make sure you let the last 3 seconds run out on the clock, because if you don't, it doesn't post to the computer. Does that make sense, guys? Second thing is, let's say there was a free response question, and a lot of you like, do you believe this and why? And you put no. Well, there's no and why there. So I replied with a comment, but why? If you will simply respond to the but why, I will be happy to put your grade in, okay? So double check that. If you think you should have a grade on an Edpuzzle, it may just be that I'm waiting on you to answer, okay? So there's that. I already told you about on every flip get I replied. Yes, I already told you about that. Okay, cool. So when am I sending emails to parents about grades? Put it in the chat or yell it out online. Oof. Oof, delay. Wednesday, good job, Vincent. Okay, how long, what days do you need to do, what days do you have to get your grades updated? I suppose technically if you get them by Wednesday morning, good, but I may not catch it. Monday and Tuesday, yes, Monday and Tuesday, good job, guys. Okay, so let's go to this week. If we go to this week, we will see that you are algebra 2. And you will notice under classwork, I have moved 2 and 3, weeks 2 and 3 up to the top. So they're right there for you. There's the slides right there. Make sure you have those slides. Also, why do you think it's important that you know how to submit the Delta Math stuff? Kind of a lot this week. Okay, so let's go into the slideshow. It is functions. And your homework tonight is slide 2 and slide 3. Slide 2 and slide 3. Now, this is an ed puzzle, and I realize that when you watch this, you may feel like looking at some of the topics that you're going backwards a little bit, that we're going way back into Algebra 1, and you're not wrong. The reason for that is whether you were in Algebra 1 last year and you got cut short, whether you were in Algebra 1 2 years ago because you had geometry in the middle, or because I don't know who you had for Algebra 1, I'm making sure that I'm laying the foundation for what I'm going to need for the rest of the year. So make sure that you do these. Now, folks, we need to have, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second. I need everybody's eyeballs. Okay? Need everybody's eyeballs very quickly. You can work ahead in the slideshow. Yay! Okay. I would not recommend getting behind. You'll notice this is set up every day, Ed Puzzle Delta Math, Ed Puzzle Delta Math, Ed Puzzle Delta Math. It's set up that way for a reason. It guides you through, okay? Don't get behind, because all that means is you get frustrated. Also, I've noticed that some people have already worked ahead in the Delta Math. Sweet. Okay, except that some people go to the Delta Math and they just start working down the list. Okay, that's not the way it's supposed to work. I mean, you can do that, good luck, but normally it's learn what you need to do, then do it. Learn what you need to do, then do it, okay? If you're just working down the list and go, I don't understand this Delta Math, and I ask, have you done the Ed puzzle with it? And you go, no. Frustration face, okay? Same thing with the Ed puzzles. If you do all the Ed puzzles at once and then go back and do the Delta Math, you're not pairing things up nicely, okay? Additionally, how do you know which Delta Math to do? This, for some reason, blows people's minds. How do you know which Delta Math to do? The one it says. Each title is different. The reason is, if you go over to Delta Math, you will find everything has exactly the same titles. Do the one it says to do, okay? This is not rocket science, at least not yet. We're not even into parabolic motion. All right, so, or catenary motion for that matter. Okay, so work through those. The other thing to notice here, take a look, guys. Any Ed puzzles, you must draw all pictures every single time. You're like, oh, I forgot to draw them. Well, then you're plain out of luck, my friend. You get to go back and do some more. Because unless you draw the pictures, show the problem, show the work, it does not count. Okay? Now, for this week, is it going to be kind of redundant? Like, really, you want me to draw this? You want me to write this problem? I could probably do it in my head. That may be true, but we're developing good habits, folks, because very quickly we're going to get to things that you cannot just do in your head, okay? So that's why I'm requiring it. And whether I tell you to turn in the work or not, you already know that it's in Google Classroom. You have to submit your work for every single Delta Math, okay? But I've tried grouping them, and you can tell because literally it says, okay, well, which ones are these? Oh, this is for the slopes and points and graphs. Slopes from points and graphs. This one is extrema and end behavior. By the way, can anybody put in the chat or just tell us online, what does the word extrema mean? What does the word extrema mean? You should know a word like schism now. So, what does the word extrema mean? Well, think about it. Look, think about the word. What word is it similar to? Is somebody typing? Is everybody just waiting on Corin to type this? Seriously? White, stop nodding your head. You're just being an enabler. All right, did we get it? Ooh, nobody has said it. I'm gonna wait. There it is.
The maximum or minimum value of a function.
Nailed it. Nailed it. So you just read Corin's. That's all right, though. That's good. An extrema means more than one. So an extreme value is one, or an extremum is one. Extrema is multiple extreme values. Okay. All right. So with that in mind, we already talked about when stuff is due. What slides do you have to do for tonight? Show me with your fingers or put it in the chat. What slides do you have to do tonight? 2 and 3. 2 and 3. That's right, 23, MJ. All right, so, yeah, all right, there you go. Any questions? Any questions that you have for me? If you do.
I have a question.
Well, I heard them.
Okay. So which ed puzzles like are you grading?
All of them?
All of them, even the intro one?
Yep.
Okay. Can I have the intro one be refreshed?
Yes, you can. Let me write that down. That's intro for Thomas. I will be happy to do that for you, Chief. All right. If there's no other questions, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll actually start some actual math. So there you go. Get your work done. Yes.
So that just, so the, for the